Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, and what does that mean? That means I'm on Tumblr. But before I get started and answer my questions from Tumblr today, I wanted to give a shout out to Melissa, aka I Drank the Seawater, for coming to VidCon, for traveling from Montreal or Quebec all the way over to California and meeting with me and doing some collaborative videos, and just for being you. And thank you so much for your book. I got a copy of Melissa's book, and if you guys haven't checked it out, I don't know if it's on her website or not, but definitely look into her channel. I will link her channel below. I Drank the Seawater, she puts out videos about her experience and her struggles and her, I guess, successes with mental health and kind of just her journey. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to reach out to me and for pushing through, even though I know it's really anxiety-provoking to travel alone. I mean, even going to VidCon by myself made me really nervous, and I felt awkward, you know, because you're just walking around this little convention and it's just really awkward. So I'm really impressed, and I just want to say thank you, and it was so wonderful to meet you in person, even though I feel like I already know you really well, but just thank you so much for taking the time and for reaching out. And I look forward to seeing our videos coming up, and I hope that we can do more in the future. Maybe I'll come to your side. Okay, so without further ado, I have 2 questions I'm answering today on Tumblr, and hopefully you find these helpful. Now the first one, and I won't say who these are from because I never know on Tumblr if people want it private or not, but I'm just going to read it how it was sent to me. Long story short, I'm on long-term medicine, 6 months, in parentheses. It restricts a majority of the food I eat because of interactions, and I feel it will possibly be a major trigger for my eating disorder. Any advice or experience with other clients? My guess is that you're talking about an MAOI, which, if any of you wonder what an MAOI is, you can Google that, MAOI, and they're usually something that's prescribed for depression. And there are a lot of restrictions. Pretty much anything fermented that we could potentially eat, drink, like cheeses, wine, vinegars, it can cause serious side effects. And so they give us this ginormous list. I have this list I'm supposed to remind clients about if I find out that they're on one of these, but mainly your physician or psychiatrist that prescribes it would give you this list. And I completely agree that this can definitely trigger eating disorder. I don't know. There's 2 things. First thing, being honest with your doctor about it. I've had a client switch, and I know MAOIs are usually because we've had suicidal thoughts, and it can be kind of a, we may have tried other things and they didn't work. I would talk to my doctor, I would tell them my concerns, and I would ask if there are any other alternatives. New medications are coming out all the time, and you may just need an antidepressant with another thing added on. There's a bunch of different medications that people utilize together that don't have restrictions on what we can eat. And there are so many options that would honestly be my best advice. I've had my clients do that because it can be really triggering. If that isn't an option, then I would definitely make an appointment to see a dietitian or a nutritionist. If you've been seeing one and you're not seeing them anymore, I would give them a call and come up with a meal plan that works around it. Those are the 2 things I've had clients do. And keep me posted, because I know that the girl who asked this, we talk pretty frequently. So let me know. And if you have any other questions, you can always shoot me a message or something, okay? I hope that helps for any of you that are on MAOIs. The second question says, "Hi Katie, so I have a therapist and I've been seeing her for about 6 months now because my other therapist moved. And I finally opened up to her about starving, and literally the next day she told my parents. I didn't say that she could, so I don't know what I can do. I don't trust her or anything anymore, and what she did was illegal because I'm not threatening to commit suicide, I'm not threatening to kill someone. I just want to know what legally I can do. I'm 17. Now, unless she told you at the beginning of treatment that because you're under 18, she will share information with your parents without letting you know, then she breached your confidentiality, and you can report her to the BBS. If this is in the United States, it's the Board of Behavioral Science or Board of Behavioral Services, and I think it's BBS dot whatever your state. Like I'm in California, so it's bbs.ca.org or .gov actually. So yours, let's say you're in Wisconsin, it'd be bbs.wi.gov, G-O-V, and you can report You can file a complaint against a clinician, and that's something that they will look into, and that will go on her record. Like if you looked me up on the BBS, you'd find that I haven't had any of those complaints, but if I had, then you have a right to know, right? And so you could look that up, and that would be your best bet of doing that. I think you're going to need her license number and stuff like that, which is probably on her business card. And also, I would encourage you to either find another therapist or to talk about it with her if you can. Now, I know that the trust may be broken, the relationship may be broken, and you may think there's no way I can talk to her. But sometimes working through things like this can actually really benefit us in the long run. It can actually give us more practice for relationships. I mean, I would assume you've been seeing her for 6 months, and I'm assuming that there's something there, and I would talk to her about how much it hurt you and how now you feel like you can't trust her and that you would like to see someone else, or, she can give you referrals. I know it can be really anxiety provoking and it's hard, but the great thing about seeing a therapist and having a therapeutic relationship is that it's unlike any other relationship we've had before. This is a relationship where you're actually working with hopefully, a very mentally ready person. They take care of themselves. They think of others. And she may just not have realized how hard this would have been for you. And instead of talking to you about it and saying, if I fear for your safety, I'm going to have to tell your parents, she just leaped over that. It might be good for you to talk that out with her and to at least feel like you spoke up for yourself and maybe get some resolve. At the very least, you can get some referrals, because seeing someone could be so helpful. And the best way to find someone is through word of mouth, when someone else knows of someone in your community who's would also be a good fit for you. So those are some things you can do. You can definitely report her, and that is definitely not okay. That is, there's legal and ethical concerns with that. The legality being the fact that she told someone without your consent, and the ethical part being the breach of confidentiality, because there's an understanding that when you tell something to your therapist, that they'll keep your confidence, and for them not to is really hurtful. Also take some time and, journal about it, think about it. If you want to leave in my comments below, kind of your process with it, I can give you more feedback that way if you need. But really, try to see another therapist and potentially, if you can, work through and talk that out, okay? So I hope that those answers were really helpful. Keep your questions coming. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and I will be on the website. So go into the forums under Kati Q&A and ask your questions, and I will get them answered. And remember, for any other of my sites, I'm using the hashtag KatiFAQ. So get your questions in, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!